necessarily a believer in bringing back the hometown boy because I've seen that blow up too many times. And if you don't think so, you can ask people in the state of Missouri what happened when they brought back Kim Anderson to coach the basketball
Oh,
team.
don't talk
Barry
about
Odom
that.
coached
Why are you trying to give us bad
workout.
news?
Don't. Hey, man, listen, Missouri is an ass-backward state for a lot of reasons, man. They don't get it right. So I'm not necessarily a big believer in that. But, you know, there's some other guys who I think deserve another chance. I think Leslie Frazier deserves another chance.
Mm-hmm.
I think what the guy is doing down in Atlanta, he's a little short on talent, but he should deserve another chance. And I'll give you another guy. I know he just got fired out in San Diego, but Anthony Lynn did a really nice job with very little talent. You have to remember something. He took a quarterback right out of college and won some games when they messed up Tyrod Taylor. You know, they let Melvin Gordon go, his best running back, over a contract. He was a little short on defense. So, I mean, this guy did a decent job, and he should be back in the line of getting an opportunity. But, you know, they just don't see it that way, and that's the unfortunate thing about the National Football League. A lot of talk, but not enough action.
We're speaking with Mike Claiborne. He is one of the voice of the St. Louis Cardinal baseball, Major League Baseball team here. Hey, man, I want to also go over to this Detroit Tigers and the Red Wings, man. What the hell is going on with the Red Wings? At one time, the Red Wings in Detroit was the truth. They was everything. Now,
well,
you don't catch up with them no more. What's going on?
Rebuilding. Well, here's the deal. They're rebuilding, and what they did, they mortgaged a lot of their future earlier, a few years ago, where when they were in their heyday, they were signing really good players. They were trading their first-round picks for players who could help them right now, and it catches up to them. And you know, they didn't have time to develop players within their organization in the minors. They needed kids to play now. Steve Eiserman, one of the great Red Wings of all time, is running that operation, and you see what he did with Tampa Bay Lightning, where he's no longer there, but it was his fingerprints that are all over that organization and got them to the Stanley Cup Finals, which they eventually won. So I expect Detroit to be more competitive this year. They got a couple of issues in goal they need to worry about. They don't have enough what I would call bona fide offense, but that's a struggle with everybody. They're just a young team. They're going to be okay. I'd say in 2 years they'll be really in the hunt, if not sooner. With the Tigers, it's a similar situation. You know, they've been bad for a long time, but they've had some really good draft choices over the last couple of years, and they're not that far away from competing again. I mean, they got some good young arms, and the only way you compete these days, you got to have pitching. And they've got some good young pitchers that I like. They just need to develop them and not rush these guys. One of the problems that we see in sports, when you have a minor league system, you rush these guys to the pros because you're paying them so much money early. They got to learn how to work through situations. They got to learn how to pitch out of trouble. And in hockey, the same thing. You know, how to deal with back-to-back games and when teams take certain things away from you. But Detroit Tigers and the Red Wings are similar organizations that I think are going to make a move in the positive direction here within the next 2 years.
We speak with Mike Claiborne. He is one of the voice of the St. Louis Cardinal professional baseball team, and also just a expert on all hockey and all kind of stuff. I'll tell you one brother, man, that blows me away every time I get you on to talk sports about the various sports. I think JC's got Jim. I think JC or Jeff got a question. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I got a hockey question. So, Mike, I've lost track because I didn't really follow it last year after COVID. The bubble thing wasn't my thing. But where's the National Hockey League with black players? How many are there? And is the national, and that's for black Canadians, black Americans, is the NHL care about what? Are they trying to reach out and build a black fan base? And is that even possible?
Jeff, that's a great question, and the answer is yes. I think they have become more progressive, believe it or not, than the National Hockey League and perhaps Major League Baseball. They have more people of color playing in the league now than they ever have. And when everything started to unfold with George Floyd, they shut it down too. If you recall, they had a couple of players who were black who said this isn't right. And you know what? The league said, you're right. We're not going to play. So they have been very proactive. They have a woman by the name of Kim Davis, who's like one of the top executives within the National Hockey League that has created an incredible awareness and diversity program that Commissioner Gary Bettman is all in on. And I commend what the NHL is doing as far as trying to make sure they are very conscious of their surroundings. I'll give you a good example. There was a coach he was the head coach for the Calgary Flames, who they found out earlier in his coaching career had verbally abused a black player in junior hockey and also in the minors. And it became such an issue that he had to resign. Now, you think about that. You think about if that were to happen in the NFL, do you really think that they would run off a coach in that situation when you see the things that they do on a regular basis? Same thing applies in Major League Baseball. So I think the NHL has been very, very proactive in making – and by the way, we're going to have a kid this year that may end up being one of the second or third picks in the draft. This year, we had an African-American who was the third player in the draft by the L.A. Kings. So, I mean, they are growing their brand and reaching out to various communities. So this is not just a window washing event. This is something that they have truly committed to because we're starting to see more players, some of the best players in the National Hockey League. Seth Jones, and I don't know if you remember Popeye Jones, who played in the NBA.
Yeah.
His son is one of the top defensemen in the league.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, the NHL is making some significant strides to be more inclusive with regard to players. And we also are going to have one of our first assistant coach. Well, we have an assistant coach. DJ, you remember Bobby Greer that was in the NFL. He was a coach and a front office guy for a long, long time. He was in New England for a while.
Yes.
Moved around a bit. His son, Michael Greer, is one of the assistant coaches with the New Jersey Devils. He's the first person of color, African-American, by the way. He was born in the U.S., that's now behind the bench.
Oh, wow.
So that's a great step. Once you start having guys, and we also have our first African-American play-by-play announcer who's with the new Seattle expansion team, Everett Fitzhugh, who's going to be calling games for them. We also have our first assistant general manager with the Florida Panthers, who is of color as well. So there's growth. There is significant growth in the National Hockey League.
Wow. We're speaking with Mike Claiborne. He's the expert on all sports. Particularly, he's the voice, one of the voice of the St. Louis Cardinal professional baseball team. And he's a very good friend of mine. Hey, Coach Collins, you got a question for Mike?
Yeah. Mike, are you surprised when this pandemic started, are you surprised that most of the sports, whether it's college football, whether it's the NFL, whether it's NBA, has just pushed right through this pandemic and continue to try to play and compete?
You know what? The answer should be yes, if you think logically, but I'm not surprised because it was a money grab. And here's something, and it's a good question you bring up, JC, especially on the college front. So here's a question that nobody can answer for me. If it's not safe enough for my kid or your kid to be on campus to attend class, then how is it safe enough for an athlete to be playing football or basketball when nobody else is on campus? So you know what that tells me? That they're employees. They're working for the university because everybody else is a student who's gone home. So if you're an employee, doesn't that mean you should be getting paid?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Let me just kind of give everybody a heads up on something.
That's a great point.
There will be a ruling later this year in the Supreme Court on athletes being compensated. I'm going to tell you this right now. If these kids win, it'll be the greatest single legal event to take place in this country sports-wise since Kirk Flood took on the reserve clause in baseball.
Wow.
It's a huge case that's going to come down later this year. The Supreme Court has decided to hear it. Now, you have to think about the court and how its makeup.
Yes.
Not sure there's going to be enough people who are going to be free thinkers here. Jeff, you know what I'm talking about here. But if they can turn that around, it's a game changer. It's a game changer for every athlete. But in answer to your question, JC, I'm not surprised because it was a money grab. You know, you look at the SEC, and they didn't care about these kids, man. They don't care. All they needed to do was make sure they had 53 kids that could play. And we don't know the end result of what COVID will do to these kids. Just because you didn't die doesn't mean you don't have some lingering effects, like the young man in Florida, the basketball player who collapsed.
Right.
And one of the things I'm going to give Kevin Warren credit for, he's the commissioner of the Big Ten. Remember, the Big Ten did not want to play because Kevin Warren had learned that they had like 40 athletes throughout the Big Ten who were having heart issues. Myocarditis is what it's called. And it's an inflammation of the muscles that are around the heart that they have been able to attribute directly to COVID. And he felt that they needed more information and they needed to wait. But, of course, he was kind of overruled. They had the season, and you saw what happened with the season. But, JC, they don't care about these kids, man.
Duh.
And I get it with regard to coaches. Coaches want to coach, okay? Kids want to play. This is where parents have to step in and say, hey, you know what, he's not playing. Because, you know what, I don't want to go see him in a hospital 10 years from now because of some respiratory issue or some other health issue he contracted because he was out here trying to make you a top-ranked team.
We speak with Mike Claiborne. He is the voice. He's the voice of the St. Louis Cardinal baseball team, but he is also a true expert in all the sports, and particularly I love bragging on you about hockey, man, because I don't see many brothers talking hockey. I mean, you could talk about all the great players and all the teams.
There's a few. There's a few.
You're the only one I ever heard. I'm just
Kevin Weeks with the NHL Network.
Okay.
Kevin Weeks, who played in the NHL Network. He's a solid brother that we have great conversations with, and there's some other guys that are starting to latch on to it. So, again, it's a more progressive sport than you think as far as its growth and how. And I'm going to give the St. Louis Blues credit. They have been very proactive in being including themselves in the community in a lot of different ways. Tom Stillman and Steve Chapman have done a remarkable job in saying, hey, what can we do to get more kids involved? What can we do to be more inclusive in the community? And I think you're going to have more organizations that are going to be like that.
Hey, Mike, before we let you go, talk about how difficult is it for why when you look at the numbers in Major League Baseball throughout the country, the number of African-American kids participating in Major League Baseball and the summer baseball programs, they're not there anymore. So why is it so difficult to attract black kids to baseball?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons. I think we kind of walked away from it because we don't want to, it takes a long time to make that big money, okay? When you think about a guy, let's say you get drafted out of high school at 18. So that means you got to play 3 to 4 years in the minors. Then when you get to the big show, you're making the minimum, which is like $575. Then you have to go through arbitration and argue about your money. And then by the 5th year, now you're 25 years old almost, maybe older, you can actually become a free agent. You think about that in the NBA. You think about that in the NFL, although the NFL money isn't guaranteed. But if you can get 10 years in Major League Baseball, it's the best living going other than the NBA. I think the other problem that we have, we don't encourage it on the youth level because we have what they call these select teams. It's their way of trying to exclude kids because they make it very expensive. They have these travel teams. And, if you can't play shortstop or pitch, they can care less about you, or you can play center field. So, it really has diluted the opportunities for a lot of kids. And then you have the high school level where, these high schools, and think about the PHL, and you pick a public high league anywhere in this country, they don't have the resources or the money. The athletic directors don't have the money for bats and balls and aluminum bats and things of that nature. Throw in the fact that it's not a revenue-generating sport, and a lot of places they don't have the fields to play on. Fortunately, in St. Louis, there's some fields to play on, and I think Major League Baseball has got to be more proactive on that level. They say they are. I don't see enough of it, although I will say this about the Cardinals. In their 5-round draft, they had 4 African-Americans they took in the first 5 rounds. So there are some teams that are starting to be a little bit more aggressive in that direction, but not enough.
We're speaking with Mike Claiborne. He is the voice of the St. Louis Baseball Cardinals And hey, I just a sport expert, man. I just love talking to you, man. And then we get down with we talk about everything. I just wanted to talk a little sports with you tonight because you always educate me on it. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. It is cool to be back in Detroit, and it is cool to have you on in Detroit, so people can now start following you and see what you do. You got a podcast going too. Tell everybody about your podcast.
Yeah, it's called clavesonline.com, and I do podcasts with just about everybody. I've got one up that'll be up tomorrow with Paul Westhead. You may remember him from his days coaching Loyola Marymount.
Mm-hmm.
Mike March, one of the great offensive minds in pro football, is up. And, I like to talk to people who, have had an impact on respective sports. I mean, I don't have anything against the writers, and we have writers and people on like that. But I think there's some people who have had real impact that we like to try and reach out to. And so it's growing at a pretty alarming rate, to be honest with you. And we got a lot of different content, multiple sports, you name it. We've got it up there. So, it's been working really well. And I invite everybody. It's Claibs, CLAIBS, online.com, and check it out. We have a lot of content on there on a daily basis.
Hey, Mike, before I let you go, I've been meaning to ask you this question earlier in your conversation. We're talking about having young black boys playing baseball. How difficult is it to get into baseball as a black man, to try to be a commentator, a analyst, and not have played that sport on a major league level?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because there are only 3 people of color that do what I do that didn't play Major League Baseball. Robert Ford in Houston with the Astros,
Mm-hmm.
Dave Sims with the Seattle Mariners, and myself. We're the only ones that didn't play, but we found a way to have an impact on what's going on. And, here's another reason why kids don't play college baseball.
Why is that?
In college, think about this. In college, they don't give everybody a full ride in baseball. All right? So they only have like 12, 13 scholarships, and they have to break them up for over 20 kids. So you might get a half a scholarship or a quarter scholarship, and the football coach comes along and says, man, I'll give you a full ride. You don't have to work that hard, And I think once the NCAA comes to grips and starts to make sure that those kids get more money, that'll be another way we'll see more kids, because the most important thing is for them to get an education. If you can get an education and play ball, that's the key, because you'll need the education longer than you'll have a baseball career.
Well, Mike, man, it's always a pleasure, man. You know what I'm saying? To talk to you. It's just a true honor, man, because you know your stuff.
Well, the pleasure is mine. The honor is mine when I can hang out and talk to you and JC and Jeff, people who I've come to respect over the years and what you guys have met. And, of course, you, DJ. You and I go back. I don't want to tell that story about those times you used to come out and work out with our flag football team when you were going to Missouri. You want to talk about that gold tooth you had, man?
What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
We don't have to talk about that right now.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay.
I have no clue what you're talking about, man.
You don't remember those days?
It's in over my head, man. It's over my head. I have no clue what Mike Claiborne is talking about. Gold tooth and all that stuff. I have no clue, folks.
That last statement. Okay, that's cool.
I have no clue, man.
Keep it in mind, man. Don't worry about it.
But it's always
and I'm happy for your show. And keep up the great work, man. And I'm always available for you and Coach and Jeff. You guys are doing a great job.
It's almost like vinegar and oil, baby. Goes good together.
I heard, Jeff, you talk about the near anarchy that this president has decided to bestow upon us before he leaves. But here's what I will tell everybody. At high noon on January 20th, if he's still there, he'll be trespassing on government property.
No, they ain't going to get him up out of there.
I love it.
Hey, Mike, they ain't going to get him up out of there. You're going to have to carry him up out of there, big man. He ain't leaving no time soon, man.
There's a couple of ways you can go. Hey, DJ, he can either walk out or get carried out, but he's going to be out.
Hey, man, let me tell you something.
Trust me.
He is doing his best the next few days to try to get something going. I'm telling you, you can never trust this man. He is off the freaking charts, crazy. And everybody knows it, and everybody been knowing it for a long time. That's what kills me. They always want, you can't even go and get, man, you can't even get certain jobs. But this clown can get this job, and he ain't even qualified, and then he's off the charts. I mean, he has been involved in any and everything you almost can imagine and still have an opportunity. That's what's crazy about it. This Donald Trump is off the freaking charts, man. He is. Mike Claiborne.
Time we lived in, for sure.
Mike Claiborne, my man, it is always good to treat. I want to treat the Detroit market to you, baby, because you my expert, boy, and I appreciate you, man.
Well, they got some good media people up there. Ricky Hampton's been up there for a long time. There's some other great people. So to be on in Detroit is more of an honor for me, and talking to you guys is always fun.
Claves, it's always good, big boy.
All right, you guys be safe, man. Take care of yourself.
All right.
We'll talk soon.
Have a nice New Year, man. That's my man, Mike Claiborne, man. I tell you, I love that dude,
You too,
man.
man.
You talking about the guy that just knows his stuff, y'all. I just had to take time out. I had to take time out to get Mike on. Hey, man, coming up, we're going to have some real conversation. That was my easy line, man. That was my easy thing I was trying to do is just kind of be relaxing on my first hour. Because I wanted to start the New Year's. Let me give you my New Year's resolution before we go to a break and everybody can understand. I'm gonna do something better this year. I'm not gonna call everybody an idiot. I'm gonna do my best not to call a person an idiot, stupid, don't know what the hell you're talking about. Get the hell off the air. I am going to take the high road. I'm a new guy, y'all. Folks, I'm a new guy in 2021. I ain't gonna tell you shut the hell up.
DJ.
Yeah.
DJ, I noticed today, I check the betting lines once in a while on football and basketball. There's a betting line on how long that New Year's resolution will last, and the over-under is 4 days.
You say 4 days, folks. Listen what I'm telling you. I'm the new DJ.
The under, by the way.
I'm the 21
I'm
DJ.
the under.
And guess what? My football jersey number was 21 in college. Let me see. Yeah, 21 in college. Or 29. Was it 29? I was 29 in college, 21 in Detroit.
Yeah,
my man Arthur Porter. Hey, what up, Art? My man Art Porter is on Facebook said the 21. You're right. 21 is back. Guess what? Now it's my year. It's year 21, folks. I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna do. When you call in on the Superstation, 910 the Superstation, and you say something stupid, I ain't gonna even say it's stupid. I ain't gonna even call you an idiot. That's my New Year's resolution. And Jeff got it over and under for 4 days. You gonna, hey man, take the bet. Take it. I'm telling you. I ain't calling nobody an idiot this year. I ain't gonna go off on nobody. And if somebody says something stupid, I'm gonna let it be stupid. What y'all think? I mean, I want people to get my feedback on it. Hey man, thank you. And what we're gonna do, man, we're gonna come back. I know we had some callers on. We're gonna wait till after the break because I want to get my boy. I need all my cats who call in, who's got something on your mind tonight, because we're going to start the conversation a little different in the next hour, man. So if you got something on your mind, on your heart, bring it on, man. But let me tell you something. I'm not going to call you an idiot. I'm not going to call you stupid. I'm not going to do any of that. And my girl Tracy Osley on Facebook says she's not buying it. You buy it, Tracy. I'm telling you. I'm done calling people idiots. I'm done calling them stupid. I am. I'm telling you. I'm not going to even say you may say something stupid, man. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Hey, DJ, I got an idea. I got a great idea. You know how bad the national debt is?
Yes.
What we ought to do is to pay off the national debt. Every time you break that promise, you got to put $1 in the kitty, and I bet you by the end of the year we'll be able to really dive and cut into that.
I'm telling you. Hey, Tracy. My man Anthony Session, all my folks, and John Bowman. You guys, y'all got to trust me. Believe me, I got this. Because coming back, if we got my boy Big Joe, I'm looking for Big Joe. I'm looking for my man Al. And I'm looking for Reverend Wantmore. I want y'all to bring the heat tonight, man. I want somebody to challenge me tonight and see if I keep my resolution. I just started my resolution last night. All right? I know I can go longer than 24 hours. Even if you say something stupid, I'm going to keep it in. The big fella, Demetrious Johnson, the DJ, and the coach, and the hurricane. Right back on 910 The Superstation. Right back.
At any age, with greater
What's up, Coach
strength,
Dion?
mobility, balance, and energy.
John
Call
Bolton,
or
what's
go
up?
online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
The 910 AM live stream can now be seen on Apple TV, Roku, Chromecast, YouTube Red, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, Amazon Kindle Fire, any Windows phone. Or watch us live at
We on the break.
910amsuperstation.com.
We'll be back.
WFDF Farmington Hills, Detroit. 910 AM Superstation, a division of Adele Media.
Oh, welcome back to the Demetrious Johnson Show, the big fella, hanging out with the Hurricane and the coach. My man Maurice Scott is following us on Facebook. What up, Mo Scott? What up, big boss with the hot sauce? That's my man Mo Scott, man. It's time for me to get to some phone lines. Let me say something. Tracy Osley, thanks for listening and watching me. John Bowman, my man Dion Reese, man. What's up? What's up, Coach Dion? How you doing, big man? You doing good? Good. Well, let's go. It's time to get down to business in Detroit. I love Detroit, man. I'm telling you guys. I love this show in Detroit. It's oh my God, it's cool. My man Nick, what's up, Nick? How you doing, man? Let's do this, man. Let's go and let's get our business going. Let me bring my man in, Big Joe. What up, Big Joe?
What's happening, Doc?
Feeling good like a DJ shit. What we got tonight?
Oh, we got a few things. I want to say first that you probably won't get out tonight without breaking that resolution, Doc.
No, hey, come on, Big Joe. Have a little more faith in me, man.
No, Doc. I got plenty of faith in you. But you're going to talk to an idiot before the night's over.
Oh, you just hurt me, man. You just hurt me. I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to bite my tongue.
I got to keep it 100.
Yeah, you're right.
There's plenty of them around. And
You're right.
most of them are in the church.
Oh, let's go.
See, here's what I want to say. Donald Trump going to do everything he can to the end, and he going to bust up. Because the kind of idiot he is, he going to be ashamed to be there on the 20th of January. He going to bust up. He wish he could have had a coup. But even the generals know that if they're going to pull something like that, you're not going to allow an idiot to lead you. See, they don't need him no more. And he embarrassed. When he was videoed, not video, when the guy recorded
him,
and let it go out. See, and let everybody know that was smart. He put him on blast, but what he was trying to do all the time is excite chaos.
No doubt about it.
And have people do stupid stuff. But see, in this world, you got to think as an independent individual. You can't allow nobody to lead you in the wrong direction.
I agree.
You got to know who you are and what you stand for, and you got to you got to stand in your own power.
But Big Joe, check this out.
Your own power.
Okay, I want you to check this out, Big Joe. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is so big of a narcissist that he's going to do everything within his power to make sure that he does something to get more attention before he get up out of here. I'm telling you, he ain't finished, man. I don't know why I think he's finished.
Absolutely. I don't think he's finished. He's trying to start himself with Iran.
Right. He ain't finished, man. Hey, man, the few days he has in office left, right?
Yeah.
We should be afraid because this cat do what I think he can do and want to do, man, we're going to have some problems the next few days, man. I mean, people don't believe.
He can't do nothing.
Hey, man.
Like a ball.
Hey, man, I don't think so. I mean, he's so cunning. And then these other, think about it. They got these other white, hey, Jeff, how many, 10 of them? These other white guys up there, senators, sitting up here talking about they want to revoke the daggone voting and everything is wrong, the count. I mean, Jeff, come on, man.
Yeah, but he's going to lose there. He's going to lose there.
Can I tell you something there? Can I tell you something there?
Go ahead.
Here's what you have to know. All he did is allow people that got hate in their heart to show themselves for who they are.
I can feel that. I can see
you
that.
can't hide who you are. Who you are going to show up anyway. See, and you have to understand that we got some hateful people. We got some rotten people in all races.
No doubt about it. I agree. Hey, Big Joe, it's always good. Happy New Year to you, big dog. Thank you, Big Joe, for the call.
Peace.
All right, let's go and holler at my man, Al. What up, Al?
What's going on? I kind of wanted to talk to the gentleman about the hockey, but
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
in terms of what Big Joe said, it's all right. I've been listening to the show for a while.
Thank you, man.
Big Joe, I mean, he basically said it. I mean, the guy, but if you ever read The Art of the Deal, in that book, he always said he's never going to give up at anything. So, I mean, this guy right here, even that call, I mean, y'all talk about that call, I mean, that should be bizarre that they would even entertain it, but I mean, he is the president, and he's definitely using his position, not in a good way, but I'm with you. Those other guys who came along and said that they're going to disrupt it, I mean, Ted Cruz, the reason why I lose respect for Ted Cruz is because this same guy, Donald Trump, talked about his wife, said his father was in the assassination of Kennedy, and he goes along with this dude.
No, let me tell you the one I really.
He's jelly back.
Hey, let me give you this one though. The hunter, Lindsey. What's his name? Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, I despise him. Let me tell you why. His boy, what was his boy's name? The guy who died out of Arizona, Jeff.
McCain.
John McCain was his boy, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
This cat dogged Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump dogged him out even when he was sick.
Yeah, I got that.
Even when he died, he dogged him out. And this clown, Lindsey Graham, is supporting Donald Trump like they boys. I mean, it's sickening, man. It just show you how sad these dudes are.
I think Donald Trump's got something on him.
You think so?
Well, I think he got something.
I agree with you.
Guys,
He's got something on him.
He must.
Hey, before I get off, guys, think about this. How did he get all these evangelicals? But the one evangelical, I don't know if y'all remember, his father got to college. They caught him and his wife with the pool boy. I think he got dirt on everybody. I think that's the reason why the gentleman, him and his wife, had kind of like left. I think the college is, I want to say, it's Liberty College.
Yeah, Liberty College in Kansas,
Falwell,
right?
Gary Falwell.
Falwell, right,
Yeah,
Junior.
I think as the gentleman said, he had something on all of them, and I think that was like the first proof of it. But thanks again for the dialogue. Y'all guys have a good evening.
My man, thank you for the call. We appreciate it, man. Hey, he may have some on him. He may. I don't know. Let's go to my boy, Reverend Want More. What's up, Reverend Want More?
Hey, what's going on there? What's going on?
Talk
hey,
to me.
Big man, I heard you say you love Detroit.
I do, man.
Okay, well, you are our last hope. We need you to help the citizens of Detroit. Now, I'm going to get a GoFundMe page because I'm going to try to get enough money to I'm going to file a missing person report. Black God is missing. We need to go get Black God.
Black God.
We need to. That's right.
Okay.
Because for some reason, the Arab God is better than ours, the white man God. Everybody racist God is better than ours.
Wow.
So our God got to be missing. We need to bring him down, let him see what the hood looks like. Bring him back. The Black Christian church has failed. Black politicians has failed us. They tell us it's a God. They need to prove it. How is it that we can have a black God and we say we the superior being? Where's our God? He's missing. He must be in one of these abandoned houses tied up or something.
Oh, my God.
We need to get him. We need help. Now, you said you love Detroit. Won't you help us? We have nobody in Detroit to help us. You said you love us. Prove you right.
So
prove you right. You look at the Arabs. They own everything in the city of Detroit. Now, I'm going to tell you what they don't own. They don't own barbershops, hair salons, soul food restaurants, and car washes. And Black Christian church they don't own. Now, let's just say black people, go to everybody else's church but the black church. Give them your money. You give them your money every day. They own everything. Their kids, grandkids got a future. Your grandkids don't. If you stop listening to these black pastors, they'll get the message. They tell you, with all the crime, tell on the one doing the killing. Why don't the black church tell on the mega church? Why y'all snitch on them?
I know that's right. But I think hold on. Hey, brother, one more. Hold on. No. But I think it's kind of unfair to put all churches and all preachers in there and say that they bad because they're not all. I think
you
that's.
Got to put all of them. I'm gonna tell you why.
Why? Tell me.
You got to make the innocent ones look bad, and they'll tell on the other.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring my deacon in here. This conversation, Deacon JC. Can you take this conversation with my man, brother? One more.
Well, Brother Waltmore, he has some information that's accurate, but I don't think, I've never been into the churches in Detroit, but to say that all of them are bad.
That's what I'm saying. That's my problem. All the churches ain't bad in Detroit.
No preachers want to help the black community.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you why I say all churches are bad. White folks say all black people is evil. No good. So why can't we say all churches is bad?
But I don't think. But all white folks don't say that either, though. All white folks don't say. We got my white co-host Jeff don't say it.
Well, I'm just throwing their words back at them. That's all I'm doing. Now, last week we had on the news, big mega church. They giving away winter coats. Do you know how cold it was outside? But everybody come up there to get a coat. Had a coat on, but no one said, so we're going to turn these black poor people's water on so they can wash their hands for 20 seconds. But they give you a coat with no water running at your house.
So let me ask you a question. Now, did you look at the coats they had on? Was those coats sufficient enough to keep them through the cold? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to look at. Or were the coats with no lining inside? Were they freezing in it? They needed something bigger? I mean, you got to give them credit for trying to do something.
Yeah, but they only did that because it's an election this year. This year's election for the mayor. That's the only reason why they done that.
Okay.
Only reason.
JC?
If you ain't got running water, what good is a coat?
I got you. JC, go ahead.
And then I'm going to ask you something else. Reverend one more. Are there any organizations in Detroit besides the church that can do something for folks? The Urban League, the NAACP. Are there any other organizations that are doing anything for black folks in Detroit?
Nope. And I'm going to tell you that when they pass out food, I'm going to tell you.
I don't hear y'all never talk about no other organization.
Yeah, that's a good. Hey, JC, hold on. We got you one more, brother, one more. We got you. Because you don't ever talk about anybody else but the churches. The organizations get grant money.
Listen, the reason why I talk about the churches, Everybody grew up believing in the church. Now, the church has failed black people in this country.
Now, I can agree with that. Now, I can't. Hey, hold on. Hey, brother, one more. I can tell you this, man.
Yeah.
I can tell you this. I agree the churches have failed the black community. I agree. No doubt about it. Because you know what? They're not ministering to the people they need to minister to. I mean, you know, I can see that.
But DJ,
Detroit, 85% black.
Okay.
How did you lose your city and not one pastor stood up with you? Not one.
JC?
And you got 4,000 churches in the city of Detroit.
Hold on. Go ahead, JC.
I agree that I agree that some churches have went inside the church and closed the door behind them. But I am still saying this. We do great work where we're at. I mean, are there any? I'm still standing on that. The NAACP. Is there anybody doing anything else? You got the NAACP up there. What are they doing?
Right.
We don't. Hey, some of our churches are the same here in St. Louis. Wait a minute. Some of our churches are the same. That does not stop us from doing a great work.
Exactly.
Where are the other community leaders at? Where are the other community leaders at in Detroit? And if y'all don't have now, it's a damn shame. I hold them accountable too.
Don't have no city council sold us out. I mean, everybody want money. So what I suggest, if everybody poor that's black want $1 million, this is what you do. Call 911. Tell them your black son is acting a fool. When the police come out and kill him, wait for the silver suit.
Oh, come on, man. Now that's terrible for you to say that. Man, that's terrible. Hey, man, look here. Hey, brother, one more. Reverend, one more. I'm going to take you off the air tonight. I'm not going to say anything. Let's talk tomorrow. You emotional today, Reverend Moore. You emotional. We'll talk more tomorrow. I told you. That's my new me. I don't.
Ooh, I could feel it though. You're starting to strip the veneer, and we're
that's
only
me.
in the first 15 minutes.
I got it. I got past it.
Yeah, that almost,
He got you.
Hey,
that almost got him right there.
I mean, when he talk about call the police to kill your kid to get money,
So close.
that was ridiculous.
But DJ.
Yeah.
But DJ, think about how long we've been on the air now in Detroit. We never hear about any other organizations.
No, we don't. Not one.
What other organizations in Detroit?
Can I ask you guys a question? But let me ask you guys a question.
Somebody call us.
But let me ask you guys the flip side, which is which black organization has lifted the people of Detroit out of poverty? Because there ain't been much lifting going on. So
no, right. I mean, we understand that, but he can go after he can go up to the other people too. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand that.
That's what we're saying. We don't know. That's what we're asking. Why don't they criticize nobody else up there? There's other organizations. Hey, Jeff.
I'm making a.
And there's organizations that's getting millions of dollars to do that work, and it's not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's my concern. Hey man, let's do this. Oh, my man Pianki. Let's bring Pianki in. What up, Pianki?
Hello, DJ. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Happy New Year to you, my man.
Same to you. But I just got a call. I keep hearing all this misinformation about my president. And I hear people saying that what he's doing is trying to make sure that the Constitution is being protected. All these people and evidence about bad ballots cannot be wrong. You know, here's the thing. The reason these states keep coming up with the same counts is because they counting bad ballots rather than just counting the illegal ballots. They count all of them over and over again. And that's what the point. If he's going to say, and I don't think that what he spoke to the governor was bribery or bullying. If that's the case, what about Joe Biden when he was in the Ukraine, telling them if you don't fire the prosecutor, you don't get the $1 billion?
Jeff, I'm gonna let Jeff handle that. Jeff, I want you.
To sit around the table.
I don't even know where to start.
Hey, hold on, Pianki. Jeff, go ahead and address those things, Jeff.
Yeah. So, nowhere in the Constitution does it say that either the president or the Congress can overturn the results of each of the 50 states. And each of the 50 states have certified their results, The president and his lying lawyers have been up and down and in and out of the courts, including, by the way, in front of Trump-appointed judges, and they have not brought forward a single shred of evidence. So, Bianchi, when you say, well, all these people say it's a fraud, so it must be a fraud, that's not the way it works in any election. You either prove that it was a fraud or it's not a fraud.
Let's work with that one point right there, because I know when we're talking to leftists, they go on and on back to the time of Julius Caesar. The court said, like the Supreme Court did, the Supreme Court did have standing. The Constitution gives them standing. But the Supreme Court said the issue needs to be handled at the state legislature first. People don't elect presidents. You can go stand in line all night long. You don't elect the president. That falls in the hands of the state legislature as they choose electors. The people of the state of Pennsylvania were supposed to go to the state legislature and say, you need to straighten this out, because it was wrong what the governor done.
Straighten what out? You keep saying,
can I finish talking, please?
Yeah, you can when you
finish
straighten something out. So finish saying what.
Don't let me talk this.
Hold on. No. Hey, Jeff, let Bianchi finish, and then you come back. We're going to let you and Bianchi do this one.
Read the transcripts of the court case. It's all explained there what Pennsylvania done wrong. Pennsylvania governor in putting the rules set for mail-in ballots went against Pennsylvania's Constitution, plus other things. So actually the state legislature is supposed to straighten those issues, deal with those issues. At least one thing that you do is when you receive mail-in ballots that you have to verify. They did not verify. You got mail-in ballots, about 100,000 of them, that was not even fold. How do you get a ballot out of an envelope that does not have fold creases on it?
Okay. Well, Bianchi, hold on. Let Jeff come on in.
Right. So those are all the things that Trump's lying lawyers said on television. And then when they went into court, because they knew they couldn't lie to a judge because they'd go to jail, they withdrew all that stuff and made kind of vague allegations. But they didn't. All those things you said, oh, yeah, they said it on TV. They said it on Fox News. They said it on the Gateway Pundit. You know, they said it in all those places. But then when they went into court, knowing that if they lied in court, they were going to jail, they withdrew it all.
Bianchi?
Everything you said.
Well, that's not true. And I hear your voice getting shaky. It's not true. Read the transcripts of the Texas lawsuit. What you just said is not true. You might get over on other callers, but you're not going to get over on me like that.
So, Jeff.
Well, I get that Trump voters have just made up their minds, and the facts ain't going to matter. I get that. And you're right about that. You and the other 70 million Trump voters, you're right. There's nothing anybody can say. Whether there's evidence or not, it's a stolen election. I do agree with you there.
Well, here's the point, Jeff. Whether it was Trump or Mickey Mouse, the thing is that you have the integrity of the United States Constitution, and that American citizens, no matter whose party that they're affiliated with, they deserve a transparent, free, and legal election.
So you said
here's how it comes in with black people. Hang on real quick. This is real quick. Here's how it works with blacks. Blacks have been complaining about voter oppression for all these decades. But when you have blacks that come out and vote for a red ticket, and you know the funny thing is that all these ballots, mail-in ballots, came in with just votes for the top of the ticket, the president. But all downline ballots issues was not even voted on. But as I said before, you got blacks that voted for the red ticket, and now their vote is being oppressed because of this illegal activity.
Thing, by the way, DJ.
What's that?
Bianchi and I found another thing that we agree with. I agree with the comparison of Donald Trump to Mickey Mouse. So that was a good one. I agree with you there.
Well, again, I'm a grandfather. I don't make those jokes like that because I got kids. Young people.
Hey, Bianchi. Hey, Bianchi. I just got on Facebook. Hey, Bianchi. Before we go to break, I just got a a thing from a lady, Angela Bonner. Let me tell you what she said. Trump stole money from college students, renters, and labor. So she's saying Trump is a crook. You're the only one to feel this guy down the crook, man. I have no idea. Bianchi, I respect and love you, man. Thanks for the call, big dog. We're going to take a break.
People say things they can't prove, DJ.
Hey, Bianchi, but you didn't prove anything. You didn't prove anything.
I did. I told.
No, you didn't. You told us, but it ain't no
proved
proof. Hey, listen to what I'm telling you. If it was proof, if it was factual, guess what? They would overturn it. Ain't happening. Your boy's leaving. Won't you go and help pack his bags? Because he's up out there. Bianchi, love you, man. Hey, the big fella, Demetrious Johnson, holla at your boy, man. When we come back, we going to take some more calls, man, because I'm telling you what, Bianchi has got my man Jeff started, baby. Hey, Jeff, he got you rolling.
DJ, before you go to the break, real quick, I know you gave a New Year's resolution. I didn't. Hey, he's a fool.
Hey, 313, man. 778-7600. Holla at your boys. We ready to rock and roll. Let's go. The big fella, the hurricane, and the coach right back.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz.
All right, we got about a minute.
Is one. So I want to hear this song play a little more, man, because we're not one. I am a new guy. The 2021 DJ is new, man. I ain't calling nobody no fool today. I ain't gonna call nobody no fool. I ain't gonna call nobody no idiot. I'm trying to say, like Frankie Beverly, we are one, y'all. I am one. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like one, Jeff, with Frankie. That's why I told my man Michael, let it play a little bit.
DJ.
Yeah, Jeff.
Hey,
there you go. All right, thanks, Michael.
I did say at the end of the last segment that Bianchi was a fool. I don't really believe that. I was just teasing.
No, we know that, but I'm just saying.
New Year's resolution you made. I disagree with the guy, but he's an okay guy.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. JC.
Hey, DJ.
Uh huh.
And Jeff is right. I know Jeff and Bianchi were talking, but Jeff is right. When the attorneys get before the judges, in most of these cases, they did talk different when they got in front of the judges than the way they talk on Fox News and all these media outlets. When they would ask them, are you suggesting voter fraud? At one time, your boy said, no, there was no voter fraud. He said, well, why in the hell are we here then if there was no voter fraud?
Right. So once again,
that's in the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah. Once again, there was no facts.
You can read it for yourself.
That once again, there was no facts. Bianchi always try to hit us like he got facts. He didn't have no facts, Bianchi. You're my man. But let's go and talk to my boy, my man, Deacon Fidel, man. What up, Dick?
Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Bring it home to me, big dog.
Hey, man, y'all done said so much, and y'all giving me little time, but here we go. Less than 10 days ago, most of people told the biggest lie in the world to themselves and to their families. So now people want to start off the new year by saying, I'm doing something different. Get down to the end of the season, they'll be doing the same thing, and they know it's a lie, and they know it's made up by Europeans. We all know what that is, these fake holidays. What Wetmore was saying, Walmart was saying he was being sarcastic, meaning the quickest way to come up is to sell drugs, sell your people out, and unfortunately, you get shot dead in the street where your own prosecutor won't find charges on an officer, and then you'll put in a silver suit and you'll get some money. Those are just the facts of the matter. If you're not a ball player, entertainer, drug dealer, or getting elected official, selling your people out. That's why, DJ, what was that, last Wednesday before you guys went on break? That's why I asked y'all the tough question.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all chose the road to say both guys are this. That wasn't a question. If that was a question on the SAT, y'all all would have failed. Had y'all picked, I could have broke it down. If y'all picked one is the subject. Even though he meant well, his method was wrong. He meant well.
Hey, won't you do this? Hey, Brother Fidel, Deacon Fidel, do me a favor. Tell everybody that question. I'm going to answer the question the way you want me to do it this time.
Here's the question.
Go to the question.
Here's the question, y'all.
I want y'all to hear this, folks.
You cannot say they both was. It's one
Okay.
or the other.
Okay.
And tell us why. DJ Jeff and the other your other co-host. Who would you pick, knowing the knowledge that you have today as a such and such grown man? Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? And if you let all three respond and let me respond, that would be grateful.
I'm going to do that. JC, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right, you know what? Today, in today's society, and we're talking about who I would pick today, right? Deacon Fidel?
Yes, sir.
Today, yes, sir. I would pick Malcolm X because, I mean, Malcolm X was saying, hey, man, he was not a guy to say, I'm going to sit back and let it happen to us and take the high road. I don't take the high road now. So I wouldn't be that guy, okay? I'll be that guy that would, if you do something to me, it's going to come back to you. I'm going to come back on you. So I would, if I had to select somebody today, the modern day guy today, I would take Malcolm X.
That's fair. Now, Jeff or the other young man?
JC?
Yeah. What was the question again?
Today,
you had to pick one or the other, knowing that you are 35, 40, whatever your age is, the knowledge that you had today, who would you pick, one or the other? Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? And tell us why. Yeah, it's a complex.
I would pick. Yeah, I would pick. No, it's not. It's really not complex. I would pick Malcolm X.
Tell us why.
Because to be honest with you, personally, I've never been the turn the cheek guy. I've never been that kind of guy to turn the cheek. So I would definitely pick. I would definitely pick Mike and Malcolm X. You know what I mean? In this day and age, you would have to pick Malcolm X.
Fair enough.
But when we get through with that,
he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back and tell us what his thought is. Hey, Jeff, who would you take?
Yeah, so if I were African American, I would take Martin Luther King because it's mathematics. African Americans make up 13% of the country. So if you're going to fight and you're going to go into a fight 13 against 87, I don't like those odds. So I would like, if I were the 13, to try to convince the 87 that they're wrong, because 13 against 87 are not very good odds.
Okay.
Hey, and you know what, Jeff? I respect for you to say that, but when it comes to voting, we still the same number. Then that means, through your theory, we shouldn't vote neither. And guess what, DJ, and to the other gentleman, this is what I've been trying to say, and this is what Waltmore been trying to tell y'all. We got 4,200 churches here. 4,200. Now, I'm not going to say all. I am going to say the majority. The ones that is doing good for people, it gets swept under the rug. All of them been there for 1 year, 5 years, 10, something, 30, 40, 50 years. You go right outside that church, you see abandoned housing. Had we stopped and did what Malcolm asked us to do in the 60s, we would be well better off. We wouldn't vote, and if you did vote, you would vote for your interests, and you'll run that person out of office. You wouldn't, we're going to wait till the You not, Just same way people kill senselessly, there should be a reason to do what you got to do. I think that's the most immature thing for somebody to back Martin Luther King up. Walk down the street, get your head bashed in, get water sprayed, dog sick on it, and then you turn around and vote for his grandchild, his sister, his niece. That's illiteracy. That's mental illness. And if you put drugs on top of it and fear, this is what you got in the city of Detroit. That's why I asked y'all gentlemen that question. We got what? We got one of these laws.
Yeah, go ahead.
You might have 5, but the majority of your people here in the city of Detroit, that's on city council, that's your prosecutor, that's black judges, hold this position, that position, they'll tell you they are Christians. They selling your people out. They sending them to jail unnecessarily. They writing them a ticket. Their water is cut off. High insurance, overassessed. I can go on and on and on and on. I can go on, y'all boys. I can rock y'all to sleep.
All right. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead, Coach.
I want to ask him. I'm going to ask you just like we asked the other gentleman, Brother Wantmore. Are there any organization, or is there anybody out of the 700,000 people in Detroit, Muslim, Christian, atheist, doing anything to help black folks? Who in Detroit is doing something to help black folks? Because if they ain't, all y'all ought to move. Who is doing something to help black folks in Detroit? Is there anybody?
The question is to it again. If you only got 2 mosques and 4,200 churches, you know what the majority of the people. What the mosques believe in is totally different what Christian, Baptists, and Catholics believe in.
Okay. Fidel.
All 3 of you guys.
You didn't answer my question.
Hey, you shouldn't have to go to prison to put an L or a B or an X behind your name. If you change your name right now, you automatically change your way of thinking.
All right, but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you this question, and then we're going to take this up tomorrow, because I'll be ready for you again tomorrow. Let me ask you this question. Who killed Malcolm X?
9 times out of 10, a brother.
Okay. Did they say the Muslims killed Malcolm X? That's what they said, right? I don't know if that's true. Now, I'm not saying that happened. I'm asking you a question. Isn't that what the story was?
You see one thing with me, DJ. You didn't get no.
No, I'm not expecting that. I just ask you a question.
No. What I'm saying is, when you ask people these tough questions and how you hit me back with it, 9 times out of 10 it was a black man, and he probably was more. That's what you call infiltrate. But I will tell you this: if you put black Muslim, draw a line, and put black Christian. The one check you get for Muslim, I have 10,000 checks for black Christians.
All right, we're gonna talk. Hey, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, big dog.
Hey, thank y'all brothers for taking my call. I want y'all to be smooth. I want y'all to be peaceful, and most importantly, have a stress-free night.
All right, my man. Thank you, my man, Deacon Fidel. That's my man. I love some Deacon Fidel, man. I'm telling you what, Deacon Fidel and brother Reverend Wantmore, they bring the heat, man. Yo.
I'm just still amazed
that nobody talking about nobody else.
Nobody has answered our question.
I know, right? Well, let's
nobody talk about nobody else.
Let's see. We got Al on the phone. Let's see if Al can answer that question. What up, Al?
Yeah, what's going on, DJ, and to your buddy? Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, Fidel, he calls in. Like I said, I like Fidel, but if you understand the real history of the movement, the people that Martin Luther King had around him. People like Medgar Evers and his brother, they always carry pistols.
Right.
They never really talk about how Martin Luther King actually had a gun that was registered in his name. Nobody talk about
that is true.
Things. So, like I said, I try not to,
Yeah, we can't hear you, big man. You lost you.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, I listen to Fidel callers, and Fidel calls in, and I keep on saying, like, man, Fidel, do you really know the history of the Deacons of Defense? Do you know that Hosea Williams and all them guys carry pistols? It's a book that says that nonviolent stuff will get you killed. More people carry guns in the movement than what you think. They sanitize Dr. King a lot, and you don't really get to have a good understanding. I just want, I hear people call in, even like the one guy called in, talking about about that the state. Yeah, the state do, but if the state went for a particular candidate for president, that's who the elector's supposed to vote for.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right about states' rights and stuff, but to call in and to just have accusations that's not true, it's sad. And that's why I called back, is because I'm listening to this guy, and your two of your guests basically said what it was about. Is when these guys actually went before the judge, the same claim that they made about these machines, they didn't make to the judge, because if they do, they'll get disbarred and lose their law license. So no disrespect to the
No, hey, Al. Hey, no, you know what it is, man? I'm glad you brought the knowledge so everybody else know that what we've been saying is true.
I gotta say, I try not to be disrespectful.
No, you weren't disrespectful, man. You was poignant. You was poignant, and you was
But I do want
factual.
What I do want Fidel to take a listen to, I want Fidel to listen to that last when he started talking about the poor people's campaign. When he was talking about that talking about that check, talking about how they allow when the Homestead Act, when they started making land grant colleges and teaching immigrants how to do, and they said, well, we deserve our reparations when they actually freed us, when the Emancipation Proclamation, when they were supposed to go into the Freedmen's Bank. Like I said, I hear people criticize, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I know the stuff that Fidel, and I want to leave this with Fidel. The same way that Fidel beats down the Catholic Church or the Christian Church. Have you ever listened to the right-wing media when they talk about Islam and they talk about Islam extremists?
I know that's right.
I think sometimes people should take the time, and the very thing that you criticize, you talk about Islam, if you ever listen to right-wing media, they dog Islam to death. I don't hear us as African-Americans dog Islam like that if we are people of Christian faith.
I know that's right.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey, Al.
I like Fidel.
Hey, Al, can I tell you something, man? Hey, Al, can I tell you something? You my call of the night, big dog. Al's my call of the night, baby. Way to go, Big Al. Way to go. You my call of the night. Hey, Al, thanks for the knowledge, man. Kicking the knowledge. I appreciate it, man. Al was I call, man, he brought the heat. I can't wait to hear Fidel tomorrow. Let's go. We got my man Yusuf. Okay, maybe he's a Muslim. Yusuf, what's up, man?
How you feel, my brother?
Man, I'm feeling good. Talk to me. Bring it to me.
Good. Do we remember what, or do anybody know what Malcolm X's name was when he got assassinated?
What was it?
El-Haj Malik Shabazz.
Okay.
So that's that you know that Malcolm X was dead before he was assassinated. And it's very significant that he made that transition. Because the Nation of Islam, that was elementary school Islam. They was making it up as they go along. And it's very simple, the criteria we're supposed to follow. What separates the Muslim from the non-Muslim is the way he prays, or the requirements of his prayer. He required to pray 5 times a day at a certain time, a time frame. And you can follow the sun and the moon to know when you're supposed to pray. That separates the Muslim from the non-Muslim.
So, Yusuf, let me ask you before you go. Are you telling me that was Malcolm X a Muslim or a non-Muslim? What are you saying?
He was a Muslim when he got assassinated.
Got you. Okay.
He was with the Nation of Islam. He was in a club. That was like a gang.
So you're saying the Nation of Islam is like a gang?
Like a gang, like a club.
Wow.
That was Islam. That was Elijah Muhammad's Islam.
Oh, wow.
Somebody put him up on game, and he made that up. He cleaned a lot of brothers up. Don't get me wrong, but they wasn't following true Islam. He didn't find out about true Islam when he left his country and made his pilgrimage to Mecca. And he seen what true Islam consists of. Your color don't mean nothing.
Wow. Hey, Yusuf, I'm looking for
church, the four corners of the earth.
Wow. Hey, I'm not that knowledgeable on it, man. So I can't really make no statement on it because I'm not knowledgeable on it like that. I'll be totally out of line making a statement on something that I'm not that knowledgeable on. But I'm gonna get somebody on here. You call tomorrow. I'm gonna have somebody on here who can break that down, and I'd like you to call back.
Okay. What time you come on?
I'm on from 6 to 8. 7 to 9 your time.
Okay, brother. I'll call in. I'll do that.
You make sure. And I'm gonna give me a Muslim guy tomorrow and let you have a conversation with him. I want you to say what you said tonight. It was real interesting. I hope my man Fidel.
And DJ.
Go ahead, Jeff.
DJ, I'm not an expert on Malcolm X. Like a lot of things, I read about it, but I don't consider myself to be an expert. But there was a split in the end, and Elijah Muhammad and he weren't getting along, and Louis Farrakhan said he should be dead, and things like that. So, I mean, there was a split at the end.
Right. No, I know there was some disagreement, but I mean, but my man called them Muslims. He said that was did you say there was what did you say they were? Is Yusuf still there?
You referring to the nation?
Yeah.
What I was saying about the nation?
Uh-huh.
That was Elijah Muhammad's organization. He just called it, he associated with Islam without following the correct criteria that all Muslims supposed to follow on this planet. The largest population of Muslims is in Indonesia. The Arab is the minority.
So you're saying Elijah Muhammad, it's in other words, you're saying Elijah Muhammad wasn't really a Muslim.
Wasn't really a Muslim.
Wow. I can't, hey, my man, I can't answer it and I can't comment on that one because I don't know the history like that, but I'm going to get somebody tomorrow going to know the history when you call in, Yusuf. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, big man. Thank you for the call, man.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow. That's going to be interesting tomorrow. I'm going to find me a Muslim to get on there to talk about that one. I'm going to let them have a conversation. I can't comment on it, folks. I'm not going to comment on something I don't know. I ain't telling you that hey, I know that. I'm not in the Muslim religion like that, so I don't know. But I'll have somebody on tomorrow to be able to say he called it a club. He says it one number to a gang. Oh my goodness. Hey, let's go and talk to my man Terrence. Terrence, you on?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Jews, Christians, and Islam all believe that they are the descendants of the covenant that God made with Abraham. Now, they're fighting and dying and killing each other over this. And that's been going on. You don't get a Bible until the 325 after the meeting at Nicaea. Muhammad comes out of the cave in the year 530 with the Quran, but it's loaded with Judaism and Christianity. 40 of the same characters are in there. Muhammad's in there. You've got Jesus. You've got Mary, Joseph, Ishmael. They're all in there. All right, so you've got three religions here, and they all believe that they are the descendants of the covenant that God made with Abraham. Now, I don't suffer religion. I don't suffer this. It's 2,000-year-old male foolery to me. But people need something to believe in, and that's fine, and they can get it. I am a little alarmed, though, about the constitutionalists that I've been hearing. The Constitution. I get this out of the public. It cracks me up all the time. The Constitution. The first Constitution was rejected by the American people because it only had things in there for white men who owned property. That was it. There was nothing in there for blacks. They were slaves. There's nothing in there for Native Americans. They were slaves, too. Women, there was nothing in there for them. There was nothing in there for white men who did not own property. That's how you get the Bill of Rights. Once they produced the Bill of Rights, well, then the Constitution was acceptable to the American people for what it stood for. But I want you to imagine that we could bring the Founding Fathers to today, 2021, and we put them in a gymnasium. And in this gymnasium, there are 4 TV screens to watch. It's on silent mode. You got to put the headphones on. I know it's high tech, but we'll bring the founding fathers up to speed. They're in the country that they founded. It's just a whole lot different, and this is what you want to look at. 4 screens, and put the headphones on. Pick your screen. On the first screen, it will be commercials, any commercial, the vacuum commercials, car commercials. They haven't seen any of that stuff. We got 13 colonies without electricity. That's what they're dealing with when they built the Constitution. So car commercials, feminine napkin commercials. Don't forget the Sarah McLachlan, those poor abused animals. I'm sure the music would move founding fathers. Just commercials, any commercials. They would find that fascinating, I'm sure.
Right.
On the second TV screen, we'll have war footage from World War I, World War II, the Vietnam, Korea. Let them see the carnage that human beings are willing to lay on each other. They've never seen a tank. They never saw a ballistic missile, a submarine, Air Force. This is things they would find that probably fascinating too. On the third TV screen, we're going to give the founding fathers science, the BBC, Nova, Discovery, National Geographic, the Weather Channel. Let them see the planet for the first time. Let them see our planet configured into our solar system, and our solar system configured in our Milky Way galaxy. Let them understand plate tectonics and why volcanoes happen, and tsunamis, and plague, and pestilence, and tornadoes, weather, all of these things they didn't understand. Now, on the fourth TV screen, we're going to give the founding fathers pornography. No storyline, no plot, just one scene after another of pure pornography. Now, tell me, after 24 hours of being in this gymnasium, that the founding fathers aren't going to walk out of there and want to rewrite the Constitution.
All right, so what's the point? Give me a point. Are you there? Did we lose my man? Hey, did we lose him, Mike?
Yeah, he's gone.
All right, I'm trying to figure out. I guess the point was that it's so crapped up now that the founding father would want to change or redo the Constitution. I'm assuming that's what he was going. I have no idea where he was going with that one, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But the founding fathers, like all human beings, were terribly flawed. But the document that they put together actually serves us very well still today. And I always ask everybody who says, democracy this, the republic that, capitalism this. Okay, great. What other form of government is better? There's an old saying that democracy is like the worst form of government in the world except for all the rest of them. We're human beings. We're screwed up. And so we're trying to find a way to coexist. Because without something like a constitution, without something like the rule of law, our institutions, the world would our country would come unglued.
Yeah, I'm assuming, hey Jeff, we got tons of calls. Let's go to the call. But I'm assuming they would say, I think the point he was making is that they need to rewrite the Constitution. I'm assuming that's where he was going. I don't know. Let me go and talk to my boy, my man, Blind City. What up, City?
What's up, man?
I'm good. I'm feeling good, like a DJ should talk to me. Happy New Year to you, City.
Hey, same to you, JC and Jeff, man. This is entertaining, man. I love Detroit, man.
I know you do, man.
I'm just going to say this, man, to JC, to you, man. There's two things that divide, man. Religion and politics. I'm going to say it again. Religion and politics, man. And I'm going to end it with this. I know some Christians that died. I know some Catholics that died. I knew some Muslims that died. And I know some Jews that died. And some black folks, white folks. And guess what? Ain't nobody came back and said who was right. We for dirt shit.
I know that's right. That's my man City. Let me go to my man Bruce. Hey, what up, Bruce? How you doing, man?
Hey, Bruce is gone.
All right, who we got left? Fidel? Let's go, my man.
Fidel.
Come on back with me, Fidel. What you got?
Hey, DJ, see, real quick, that's the problem with Detroit. You could say A, you could say B, you could say go left, and you go right. Somebody gonna always call you out just like that. You know why I ain't never called nobody out? I'm too worried about doing me.
I don't care what Al say. Al, that's why it's so much senseless killing. And guess what, DJ? Yes, I know about Deacon's defense. Yes, I know about guys carrying guns. Here go my thing. Why didn't they pull that out and shoot one of them son of a guns that was hurting Martin Luther King's friend? I never read it, never seen it. But again, he trying to involve me in his little world, and I don't want to go there, but I had to call back to defend myself. I don't have to get on the radio show app and tell somebody I'll study this, I'll study that. Me and DJ and his show was talking about one subject. He don't give me nothing but 2 minutes to talk. I don't have time to break it all down. So again, I got to take some words from you, DJ. I got to let Al be where he at because he ain't grew up yet. I'll never come on anybody's show and say what somebody's done, or if I dislike it, I'll just say I dislike it. To call them out, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play the biggest role. But, yes, I know about the deacon defense. Why didn't the rest of you good old church boys didn't follow the deacon defense and defend yourself versus getting hit upside your head? And that's all I got to say. Be peaceful and stress-free. And being stress-free is so hard because you got a lot of idiots around you that make it hard. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Oh, hey, hey, man, this holiday must got them rolled up in Detroit, baby. This is our last call, man. Let's go to Joe. What you got real quick, Joe? We ain't got but a couple minutes, man.
I just got a few words. Number one, Dr. King was set up by his own. Whenever white folks try to destroy you, there's always one of us. That's number one. Remember who didn't have a suit on. It's always one of us. Someone told me that you don't have enough bullets to kill all of the folks that need to be killed. That's why Dr. King was nonviolent. You don't have to kill them on both sides of the fence, and you don't have enough bullets to kill all of them. So
I like that.
You got to try to work with them. You got to try to get along with them.
Big Joe, I like that, Big Joe. Now, I like that. We ain't got enough bullets because you're going to have them on both sides.
You got snakes on both sides.
I agree.
So
I like that.
You got to try to work past that. That's why Dr. King was nonviolent. But it was rats on both sides.
But let me ask you a question. Hey, because we got to get ready to go. We ain't got another couple minutes, right? Let me ask you this question before I go. Big Joe, what was the results? The results was the same with both of them, wasn't it?
The results were the same with both of them.
There you go.
That's the point that I'm making.
There you go.
The results were the same with both of them.
Yes.
If you ride out with Malcolm, you're going to have rats. If you ride out with Dr. King in the church, you're going to have rats. It's going to be rats no matter where you go because people are people.
I know that's right. Hey, Big Joe, holler at me tomorrow, man.
Have a blessed one.
You too.
Stress-free.
All right, my man. Hey, they tell me to have a stress week. I done made my New Year's resolution that I ain't going to call people fools and idiots no more and tell my man Mike to hang up on them. And they stressing themselves out. They telling me be stressful. Jeff, what's up with that, man? JC, they telling me to be stress-free. And they bringing the stress. All right, man. Hey, Jeff, we got about 2 minutes. Go ahead, man. What you got? Close it out for me on your end.
Yeah. So I've been thinking a lot about what would really improve Detroit, DJ, and I got a dynamic duo. I think that what will save Detroit is to make Jim Harbaugh the mayor and make Kim Anderson the deputy mayor for racial justice. That's what I think of Detroit.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead, DJ. Tell me what you think.
Oh, my God. Jim Harbaugh, the mayor, and then Kim Anderson, the deputy. Oh, they in trouble, buddy.
The deputy mayor for racial justice. Tell me what you think about that idea. Tell me the truth.
You know what? I improved. I think it's a great idea.
Oh, my goodness. You do not.
JC, what you got?
Yeah, my challenge is for the Detroit callers to find me somebody, DJ, that's getting some money, some federal money that are helping black folks in Detroit. Find me somebody that's doing some good in Detroit and come on the air and tell us about them because I haven't heard about it since we've been on the airways in Detroit. No black folks are doing anything for other black folks in Detroit, and we listen to our callers.
No doubt. Hey, well, let me say this. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone get this year and do what you want to do to make your life better. That's my goal. My goal is to put a lot of the drama behind me, put a lot of the old stuff in the past, keep it in the past, and move forward. And have a very productive show in Detroit, an informative show. We're going to have it, man. We love the conversations. We love you guys calling in. We talk. We know we're a different show than what you used to, but that's what it's all about. Differences, and being different don't make you bad. It can make you better. And I want to thank my man, Mike, man. Mike, my board guy there in Detroit, is awesome. He's the best guy I've had the opportunity to work with. Mike, it's an honor and a pleasure to work with you. All my callers in Detroit, continue to call. Call your friend. Tell them to listen up. My Facebook family, go ahead and pass it on and share it to everybody else, because we're going to be here for a minute. And we're going to bring the heat tomorrow. We got a really nasty show tomorrow. I want to thank my man Jeff and JC, the coach, the Hurricane. Thanks for being a part of my show, man. Thanks for being a part of the Detroit family. Guys, thank you. I don't take it for granted you take time out of your busy schedule to listen to us and to call us. I'm truly honored, humbled, and blessed. Thank you. Look forward to working with you this year, 2021. The big fella, the coach, the Hurricane. We out. We'll see you tomorrow night. We're gone. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you listening to the show and being a part of the show. We do appreciate that. Thank you. Michael, thank you, man.
Hey, not a problem, sir.
Boy, we be bringing it down in Detroit. Boy, they off the charts there, dog.
Yeah, you keep it up. You're going to hear a lot more. You keep coming on. Trust me.
Oh, my God. I thought it was a good show again, Mike, tonight. Thank you, man.
Hey, no problem, man. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Okay, big man. Have a good night and be blessed, man.
Yes, sir. You do the same.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, guys. We're gone. We out of here.